Yeah, but I know if I'm a demon or if I'm the bad guy in that game, it'll be very difficult for me to do anything. That's why as I immediately know that the guy beside me was a bad guy because he just played a card that I played, just act blur. Because first timer, if you're a bad guy, you don't know what to do. Just like I don't know what's going on.
People have tells, like you can tell when they are uncomfortable, anything. Even lying, like lying, you make eye contact. There's a lot of very subtle cues, micro expressions in your face, especially when you speak communicate with anyone.
Authenticity, yeah.
And
if you lie very easy, show.
Whether you want to, you can take us like the book I was like how to read people or something. Okay, I forgot the title completely, but how to read people like a book. Yes. Then it's like you can take a mental snapshot so of the current moment, like the micro expressions, everything. Then it is like cross-referencing to like their usual and everything. Like if you know them, then you can tell someone's lies, everything. Or if you're very good at judge of character, you can just like see.
Use questions of. Did you ask them? Can you tell me that you're not the bad guy? They see the response. If they smile a bit, I think just have a little bit of the interaction with them, you can already have the judgment, like the difference.
Good gauge of how they are.
Because it's one sentence that 3 seconds versus like the few minutes that you talk. There's enough like difference. But sometimes you can still be wrong. Or they can.
There's always like a off chance. You cannot be 100% certain.
And if they're really conscious, they can control. They still can control. You still can lie. Just that it's harder. It takes a lot of energy.
It's like psychopaths. Like the thing about them is that they don't care, right? Like they are able to do stuff without the care part. Is that a way to describe?
I thought they just lack the
empathy,
compassion, all this.
Care, right?
Yeah. They just don't. They don't need to connect with humans in that way, so they don't play by our rules. So
connection aspect.
What they do with the psychopathy is
psychopathy.
Yeah, it's up to them. Some people use it for bad. Some people they still learn social cues or whatever, but they.
That one actually really more. That's why there's less of a conscience per se. So they have to rely more on their surrounding, also their upbringing, everything will shape how they are as people. But some people have like realizations like, why do I not feel stuff like that? Like then there's
some of them is just sociopathic, not psychopathic.
What's the difference?
Sociopath, their emotional control or whatever, or like they don't feel empathy as much. I think psychopath is a degree more. It's quite different, but this topic. Next time when I become a psychologist, I can read out on more before I even become because I think psychology quite interesting. Just that when it comes to things that we are not involved in, we don't have skin in the game, it's harder to internalize the information. So you can read it once, twice, but you don't have any reference experience. It's very hard to store the information in your brain. No story.
It's your learning in case versus learning just because like maybe interesting. Like a lot of things are interesting. There are infinite ideas out there, but it's always in relationship to your goals and your situation right now.
Because no reference means very hard to tell the story in your head. And we all learn by stories. We store stories in our mind. Like yesterday, the board game club that I joined, one of the couples, they played that game before. They told me that this type of game, you can remember and like throughout your daily lives, you can recall very certain like moments. Because it's a story-based game. When something interesting happens in the story, you remember it like basically for life. Because it's so interesting. There's so much emotion and you're so engaged in it. It's the immersion. Once you're immersed and you got emotions on layer upon like interesting events that make sense, like basically your whole mind is being used up. That's when like you can remember it a lot better. So it's same thing for all these like psychopath, sociopath. If you don't really have skin in the game, or you don't have a friend that shows signs of this, when you learn, you're like, okay, this is a fact. That's all.
But there's
Yeah.
no attachment, connection, meaning.
Yeah.
Because everyone has, with a word or an idea, like Joseph Sa, his articulation video is like what? War. Like in our head, what we envision is different from what someone else may be envisioning. We may be picturing stuff or having certain ideas, emotions attached to that, connections to war. But for you, it may be different. So if I'm trying to teach you something or articulate, then I have to, properly facilitate that understanding so that we are both on the same page and use the same language.
Frame your information using the narrative that you have to tell that story. That's why, like, war,
War.
immediately, I don't think of, like, because I don't really read up that much on, like, all the war going on now. A privileged guy, I know. But this doesn't interest me, and I don't think there's much I can do. I can put my mental bandwidth elsewhere. So for me, the war is like, I think of like TikTok. I think of short form information just rotting people's brain. That is a weapon to me.
And with everything for us now, it's like a day-to-day. We are fighting our own internal wars to even fight the urges to binge, because all content, everything, it is hyper stimulating. No matter how much we can try to chalk up all the negative benefits, everything, people still, if you once you get wrapped in, right, like it's very hard to stop. Like I just got caught wrapped in yesterday night. I wanted to go to sleep. Then on my own Instagram account, it was looking back at all my like gaming clips, all my past projects, my editing, film, photos. Then I was like, wow, I'm so good. Like then I got wrapped in, because it's the highlight of everything that I've done in my career per se. So it is the highlight of the best possible work that is hyper stimulating. All the games highlight moments also. So yeah, it will just overload your mind, all your senses.
Because it bring back all the positive emotions that you had in that moment too. And yeah, it's
reminiscing
like
on all the emotions that I had then also.
Yeah, definitely. I watch my own videos. I'm like, oh, this moment I remember exactly why I did that, and I got rewarded by having that clip and the reaction and the kill, whatever. Like in Valorant, not in real life. Yeah, I need to make that clear. For war, the reason why I think a lot in the sense of digital is because I have an IT background, so naturally, cybersecurity or even just digital plus like persuasion, all this, like currently all the self-improvement content, in order for them to have like start a cult, to have a good following, you need like an enemy. So the enemy is always the big corporations trying to capture your attention, all this. So it's kind of like a war. Normal human beings going against all these like things that are in our phone that steal our attention, steal our life force. So how to battle against that? So that's why my attention when it comes to war is not more on like the immediate survival, like we are not currently being attacked or anything. It's more on like a long-term thing. Yeah.
The thing is, with war and everything, it's all about a battle of like, power, and it's all about survival. In our day-to-day, I guess it's about survival, whether you're thriving or surviving only, like that sort of framework. Because a lot of people are in our society is thrive mode. We have abundance of food, of entertainment, everything. But a lot of us are still in the same sort of scarcity or survival mode. So we are still hustling, very thinking in old ways that no longer apply to the context that we have now as a society. So it's having that awareness of what our society is like now, so that we do not allow the actions of the past to influence, and we can move forward in the best possible way.
It's the what sympathetic nervous system or something.
Yeah.
It still haven't adapted to the current stimuli that we are facing from our day to day. So, in simple, normal human terms, is that our brain still reacts, like our body and our brain, that connection still reacts to certain things that our ancestors face, like survival, like war, like I don't know, like a tiger. I don't know why people use tiger and not lions, but yeah, a tiger in front of you. Your body will react, you'll tense up, fight or flight, you get stressed. But nowadays, when you feel stressed, like if like for instance, if I'm not supposed to read on while I was doing guard duty, then sometimes when I got caught, then I was immediately tense up and get stressed. Like fight or flight. Although I don't need to. The best thing to do there is just relax. Just say sorry, then you keep the book. It's that easy. But sometimes still get stressed. It's like, why? Then afterwards you face the negative consequences of tensing up too much or too long, whatever. So nowadays I try to like breathe as fast as possible, try to dissipate that tensing up. Yeah. But that is because like I've been putting in the work on like breath work and meditation, like being more conscious of your body and how it reacts to certain emotions, certain situations, like what is stress to you. And I heard some podcast with I think more I forget the name, but like talking about how stress is a choice. Because your mind can adapt, but the way it works, the chemical it releases when you perceive certain things as a threat hasn't evolved. So you can use your mind to have more awareness. Like that's what meditation is. Being aware of where you are, like observing yourself, detach, then come up with a plan and change your physiology, which affects your emotions, how you react, so on and so forth.
It is understanding your body, yourself, and how you interact with the world, the community, society around you. With I guess all those stress responses, fight or flight, that will be going more into traumatic experiences. And what are traumatic experiences even? They are just very high stress situations. So extremely high stress situations, your body is overloaded. You're kicked into reacting instinctively. And most of the time it's for younger kids. So or when you're younger and unable to, you don't have the coping mechanisms.
And no one is there to guide you to relieve that stress in that moment. And you have so much loaded up that your mind reminds you of that so that you don't experience that again. Like for survival, your mind is telling you that now you have so much stress, so much pain in your body stored. Like at that point of time, you tense up so many different muscle groups. Your breathing gets so weird. You start to get headaches and stuff, like lightheadedness. So, but you still survived. So your body used the trauma as a mechanism to
your
help you survive.
Your system tells you that this happened, this must never be repeated again. So it becomes like forced into your mind to this is the way I must act in accordance from now on.
It keeps you alive.
Yeah.
And if you has such thing happen again, you'll probably go to the same state again. That's why like PTSD, so on and so forth.
They call it what? Complex PTSD or emotional flashbacks. I realize I do have some of these where if I'm in a similar sort of state as all the cues in my environment are the worst possible. There are many, I guess my memory is just like flooding back and everything. Then I go into states where I'm just overwhelmed of emotions, back to where I was back then. But has been just using my better coping mechanisms now, more healthy coping mechanisms, dealing with it as I am now after I've learned, after I've expanded my experience in the world.
Also with mindfulness, because as you are more aware of your breathing, when you're put in that situation again, you will then make the connection. Now I'm feeling this way. Usually I don't feel this way. Why? What changed? And of course, we are all kind of speaking this in a mix of like actual science and pro science. Because I don't think we are not professors or anything, so we cannot give the most accurate scientific explanation. And I don't think people want that. People just want to be able to relate and have a reason to do the good things like mindfulness, meditation, all this, to just alleviate all this negative stuff that is causing them, like stress, the 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 feeling you get, the anxiety when you feel like the PTSD episode coming back.
With trauma, a lot of it is just yeah, you have to heal trauma. In a sense, you have to go back to the state, revisit the memory or state that you were in, and then rework through it, process it by whether it is through experience or just writing it down on paper, or just running through the memory and figuring out why you understanding yourself, understanding your past self, why you were like that, why you responded in that way, having compassion for your past self, and really, because your inner child, that's also a phrase that gets used a lot. You have to reconnect and listen to your inner child.
And also, when you can listen to your inner child and relive the experience, you are kind of adding a new perspective, the perspective of the wiser you now on the past you. So you get to observe back what happened. So you have a more objective point of view. So you look at the whole entire situation a lot differently, and therefore you can slowly heal yourself, because sometimes it might be shame because you did this. Then now you look back, oh, at the point of time I had these resources available to me, no one is there to guide me. That day maybe something happened, that you are human as well. Like you start to get all this new perspective that you previously do not have, and as a result your perception changed, and you get to slowly resolve all this.
Just really understanding your past self.
And the thing is, when you get all this anxiety and stress, the reason why it's important to get it fixed, but not obsess over it as well, because that will also induce more stress and more anxiety. Like, I got so much. A lot of people just have, I'm like mentally ill or something. Like they think that there's something wrong with them, that they need fixing. But it's just more like, fixing is more like a long-term process. You can still get success in your own definition by not fixing yourself. You can use it as a fuel, but generally, with all these weights off, your health is going to improve, because we all know the harmful effects of stress, of just feeling anxious all the time, how it affects your hormones. Like, as guys, if you're stressed, our testosterone drop, and later we'll talk about the benefit of having a healthy level of testosterone. But just in general, we want to be able to keep doing what we want to do while not feeling all the negative weights of pulling us down.
It is the unhealthy coping mechanisms of the past that we do not want to repeat. We want to swap them out for healthier alternatives.
But just as somebody that claimed to be very, very empathetic, I know it's not easy to face that painful episode. If you got molested before, or you have experience of I don't know, rape, or you witness a murder or something, even that bad. It sounds a bit comical if you don't have the experience, but to people that actually face the experience, to even try to catch a glimpse of that, the PTSD is real.
Memory, you will just shut off your mind.
Yeah.
Your system, not you, really.
Yeah. And depending on how severe your condition is, you will need to have professional, you need medical attention, in the sense that you need people there to
a support system
to support you. Yeah. And someone professional is able to give you the right tools, or prescribe you the right thing in that moment, the right words, the right way to guide you to relax, all this. Sometimes
better
just
equipped.
Sometimes it helps with it's like exposure therapy. So just trying to write a little bit of it, and just keep writing, keep trying to feel the emotions slowly. And if it's painful, you can stop. Don't hurt yourself also.
Doing it in a safe and controlled manner.
And if you are trying to self-improve, you might always see this as not important. But I think adding this into your habit list or something you need to pay attention to definitely will have a long-term benefit. Because I don't have a lot of severe trauma, but something must have happened for me to reach that, like the 143 kg version of me.
Like everyone has stress responses. It's just
Mm.
if you don't even unknown causes and effects, unknown causes. So are there unknown causes that are driving you? You're driving down the road that is your life.
Mm.
Are you driving or are you being driven by something unknown or known, conscious, unconscious? Being aware, very hard.
Because we are still human beings. Like it sounds like an excuse, but we are a mixture of known and unknown controlling us at any moment. To fully know everything
It's kind of
is improbable.
knowing everything is impossible. Everything is impossible, I think. But it's knowing as much as
I
you
mean,
can.
anything is possible in it's the quote, motivational quote.
Everything is possible.
Everything you do, everything that you want to achieve is possible. Don't fucking say it's not possible, but it's about achieving what you want without sacrificing too much. If you want to try to be more aware, but you try to know everything, then you sacrifice life, then it's kind of not worth it. You just have to deal with the fact that you will always not fully know everything about yourself and what is controlling you. Just try to ground yourself. Try to have like a compass to point you towards a direction that you really want to go.
You can have anything you want, but you cannot have everything you want. It's that concept of opportunity cost. There's always a trade-off.
Yeah.
Reality is the reality of life.
And it brings back to like what trade-off is good and what kind of thing you want your compass to point towards. For me, it's very simple, like ameliorating my bloodline. Try to make it as strong as possible. To do that, definitely I need to work on my mental health. I need to work on healing myself. I need to work on continuing the good habits. I need to work on building something that helps people, because you add value, you become a more valuable person. So other people benefit, whether they reciprocate or not, you are more skilled as a result of that. And that skill can transfer over to your next generation. And that is what increases your chance of receiving back the value. So the karma works in this way. You become skilled, you put in so much effort, you help so many people. Like we make how many episodes of podcast and we never, like we are paying to make content.
We're paying with our time, energy, and attention.
And money as well.
Money, yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because it might not come back even in this lifetime. Like every single cent, second, whatever things that we put into this podcast might come back through our kids. The skill that we gain, we teach them, the empire that we build. Things might come back. Things will definitely come back, just in a way that we won't see it.
Everything in life, in the attainment of goals, success, it's all about sacrifice. It is, sacrificing the right things, not the wrong things. Because he who has any why can bear almost every how or something.
He ha what?
It's a Nietzsche quote, I think. But basically, you have the right reasons. He
right
has a
reasons.
why, your purpose. Then you will be able to, if you have this goal in mind, the process doesn't really matter. I mean, means and the end pre-exist in the end.
It doesn't matter, as in it's just part of the process. You just live through it. You just enjoy the moment
you will
of it.
bear any sort of, no matter how hard it gets, because you want to achieve that how, that why, then you will just do whatever it takes.
It's like the flow state. It will just happen. Like you don't need to obsess over, should I do this in the process or not?
Which is why healing trauma and everything, if you have a why that's why you must have a good reason why. So if our goals include like having kids in the future, starting our own family, and we want to raise them up, we can break the cycle of like passed down trauma, ongoing trauma, break the cycle, and so that the rest of our lineage the rest of our I guess our bloodline yes will not have to deal with stuff like that.
And of course, there are people that choose to pass down in a sense of spiritual lineage, not biological, which is fine as well. They choose to take themselves out of the gene pool. They decided not to fix too much. They found a balance, I guess, like something like it's a satisfies satisficing. It's like they found a way they can live, or they enjoy the things they want to enjoy, but they don't play the game that other people play, like passing down the genes, which I think is fine for some people. But to me, the way I look at it is like, oh, there's so much effort I need to do just to play this game of like human passing down their genes to have the next generation. Isn't it better to just not play that game and do whatever you want?
The path of least resistance.
Yeah. Then I realized that what if the way people justify not passing down genes, just do whatever you want, is a way that is a weapon that another human being that want to pass down their genes use, like they frame it to the person, like it's like 1v1. The strong guy
Competition.
tell the weaker guy that, oh, you actually don't need, you can just have a dog, don't need to have kids. That's a very good life, however, but you never really go and think yourself. It's just someone else told you that before.
It's the larger forces or powers at play that are unconscious to you.
Yeah. Then in the end, the one that wants to pass on a gene, they'll naturally try to get more resources because we need resources, and they win this game. So there's a lot of different ways to look at this. For me, it's very simple. I want to play this game, and I'm playing games anyways. Like if I don't play this game, I'll be playing video games like last time. So might as well just play this game because it's the one that is most fulfilling because it's the actual thing. Yeah, but you can always just choose to just play games, have a dog, just have a partner, or like, I don't know, multiple partners or whatever. But that might not serve you if you deep down you want to play this like humanity of like passing down your bloodline.
The thing is that having a child is a very, not say difficult decision, but it's a very, very important decision to make. Whether you even want it, because you're bringing another being into this world, basically.
But why is that important?
Why is that important?
I'm asking as a person that I'm putting myself like, now pretend I'm somebody that don't believe in like you have to, like I'm okay with just living, enjoying, go travel, have a partner, like a wife, but we not gonna have kids, we have dogs. So why is making another being, nurturing him or her important?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, is like, if I believe in spirituality and like cause and effect, I just have to do good and not have kids. My effort will go to someone else. So someone else will still want to have kids. But for me, maybe I don't think this is the right way to fix myself and have my own kids. I can just try to do good. Just live by my own rules.
The thing is that there is no need for everyone to have kids. Everyone is different. Different influences, whether our own family or our own environment, people we surround ourselves with, whether we find out even a partner to go down and be able to have kids. That is finding a partner as a whole is already quite an endeavor. Not everyone has, cannot standardize for everyone. Some people just find their in their school, like early young sweetheart or whatever, stuff like that. But for people who are, I guess, playing the longer game, taking more time, and because they want to date to marry, I guess it will be that as a whole. Finding a partner, a worthy mate. To be a worthy mate, you need to be a worthy mate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's already one, and from there, having a child is, whether it is the cost of living rising, so the money, you have to earn money, but you want to spend time with your kid also. So there's that balance, delicate balance. A lot of our parents just work, but then don't spend any time with the kids, and then some of them spend more time with the kids but are unable to, I guess, provide more financially. So trade-offs always, and is understanding. Some parents like keep working and neglect the child even after they've made money, they have financial resources. They are still driven to make money, and they do not really focus on the child aspect.
And those are the case studies that people that don't want to have kids will use. What if I become a bad parent? What if I become my own parents? And
that's why you heal your trauma. You try to heal. There's no you cannot certainly say, yes, I fixed this trauma.
Then it's also touch into philosophy, like the philosophical view of what, does it matter, or is it really important that humanity continues? Why if people just don't want to have kids? Like now we know that, especially in certain countries, fertility rate is dropping. Like we talk about the military in Singapore and whatnot. It's not a hidden. It's not like it's public knowledge. We know that Singaporeans are getting less and less, like in terms of like actual Singaporeans being birthed and whatever, like fertility
Our birth rate, and then our populations is increasing life expectancy, living longer.
And people are struggling to have kids. People are choosing not to have kids. So is it important for us to really pass on humanity? If it ends, so what?
I suppose, okay, this is a very harsh sort of idea or concept.
Harsh.
The strong will survive. The
what
weak
if?
will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
Survivors of the fittest.
And
the thing is that everyone is survival. Most people are in survival mode because cost of living, everything. So it's very hard. You have to, I guess, if you have unknowns regarding money and everything, that's why it's even more important for you to, fix your relationship with money and as a whole so that you can free up.
All these that you're talking about is about, there's these two frames. One is the spiritual enlightenment. One is like the hustle grind. Like let's just give an example, like Hamza now. At some point he started going towards the spiritual way. Then he realized that his business, all these like resources for survival is slowly going down. Like the strong bloodline thing is going less and less. But the spiritual awakening, feeling more in tune with just the now, like just letting things happen as it is. So at some point you have to make a decision, like, do you want to go the survival route? Your brain will always rationalize and will always go towards the survival route. It's the easier way. Because just think about it, like one day you have to go and do something good or whatever. Then you realize that you start to have no money or suddenly want to have kids or whatever. You just immediately start to think of a way to earn more money, to not play too much into spirituality, I guess. So it's always easier to rationalize towards the, like, why it's important to have the next generation. And a lot of our decisions we make subconsciously is just now we talk about the hidden motivators, the hidden drivers of life, and the decision making criterion is steered towards survival, steered towards like, how can I get more resources for myself, for my future family, so on and so forth.
I mean, with your either survival or spiritual route, the thing is, for that, because those are completely, survival is just day to day, and spiritual is also just, it is spiritual health as a whole. For that, it is really both. For opportunity cost, it is more time, energy, attention, and money in a sense. But you can have, but that's for time, because time is restrictive. For our energy, right? It depends on how you look at it as like a bedrock. Do you believe that your spiritual is like above or below your physical, like survival, that sort of thing? So if it is the foundation, let's say spirituality is your foundation, and from there you build your survival, everything, then you can have both. and it should be sort of both different. Yeah, if you that's why you cannot separate the two. Whether you can, I don't know if you can. Sorry, I'm not articulating myself that well.
It's okay. I mean, this topic is hard to articulate. We can revisit this topic, but just in a general sense, I think when I talk about like the extremities of spiritual and survival, it's more like to really survive and have your bloodline survive, you kinda cannot do it in a way that you want to help everyone. You have to select the things that you need to do, the people you can help. You have to select people. You have to pick your friends. Like we always say, you're the average of 5 people. If you are more towards the spiritual side, you will just be wherever that comes into your life, you'll accept it and make the best use of it. But when it comes to survival or whatever, you're definitely someone will need to be harmed, even though it's not your intention. It's the reason, like, everyone give and take, but some people receive back less, and you have to be okay with that. If you want to go steer towards the extremities of like survival, like you want to be a millionaire, your money, whatever, needs to come from somewhere to trade back for your time, energy, effort, attention. You have to make peace with that. I think that is the thing that a lot of people sometimes they find themselves too much towards like, I want to be kind, I don't want to harm people. So they'll only do things that they deem is morally right, but that's based on their perception, their perspective. Yeah.
And thinking that making money is wrong or anything, there's also a negative frame that will even affect. Because if you have money, you have more to give, then you can help more people. You have access to more people in a sense.
I mean, you can always just, it's all about the quality of how much you help. You can say you help more people, but the intensity might not be there. You can always just go and help someone, like literally no one knows about it, and go and help someone get their life together and everything. Spend every second of your free time helping that person. I think that will have an equal amount of impact. You don't need to be richer or whatever. You have to do good and get more competent at doing good also. So
I think there's no way to know your impact or like quantify, but yeah, you have to make a hard decision. Life comes with many hard decisions. So this whole topic, there's this quote from Frederick Douglass. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Whether it's easier or harder, maybe you can. So for me, why I want to have kids in the future, but that's in the future. So life experience, live a full life, have more life, live more life, that sort of thing. For me, an experience that I want to experience is being a father to a child. And that is I think, experience that will be very rewarding. I will get a lot of growth out of that.
It forces you to grow. To grow a human being forces you to grow. So that itself is it's a game worth playing.
And so that's a game I will play in the future.
Yeah.
So once again, that concept of seasons, layers of purpose, it's a concentric circle, your core purpose in a sense. This is the idea from The Way of the Superior Man. So then there are layers of purpose. For me, a more inner layer maybe will be to be a father in the future. So there will be build strong children, that aspect of it. But in the meantime, I will be, so my idea as a whole with my goals is, go into business. Like even now, this podcast, content creation as a vessel through which to, repair broken men. I don't know if you want to call yourself a broken man, but just help people who need help. Reach those who need to be reached and who are ready to, absorb stuff that we have learned already.
Maybe look at men as like muscles. Some, they are broken, but you can always just supplement with protein and build them, muscle protein synthesis, and get like bigger and stronger. That there are some people that they are broken for so long and no one is there to help them, whatever, that is atrophied to the point that they might need further breaking in order to start seeing progress, and they need progressive overload it. But the start, we cannot help them because we are too far ahead. We cannot give them the thing they need.
It is the idea because you said a past episode being solution oriented, right?
I did. Okay, I did. Yeah.
Jump scare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is that not everything has a solution or very easy solution, or like a face front you can think about it.
Direct,
like,
yeah.
Direct. Some things are more legit take time.
Yeah.
So for all those take time one, you want to with someone, especially with people where fast is slow and slow is fast, but effective. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah. So you want to, sometimes people when they have problems, right, it is not just providing solutions. It's the what all men do is try to solve problems, but really sometimes I guess women just want to be listened to and be heard. Truly listening to someone, that's a very valuable skill to have in any form of relationship. That's why. Yeah.
Okay, that concept, I think recently I'm listening to this audiobook called Supercommunicators. They talk about how there are 3 types of conversation. Okay, the first type, let's just say the logical one. Like, what is the goal of this conversation? What do we get out of this? The second type is the emotional one. You just want to be heard. You want to be listened to. Like, the third type is a societal one. You know, it's all about like society, where you stand, how people perceive you. Like some conversations, like, is mostly like, I think most, if you are like working 9 to 5, you go for lunch and stuff, a lot of the conversation will steer towards a societal one because that is like how we survive. Like, you want to know information about people, about yourself in the context of around other people. Yeah, so sometimes people just want the emotional one, just to be heard, just to be listened to. They don't want a solution, which is the first type. So knowing which type, sometimes when a problem arises, knowing which type is a solution
It
is the
takes
first step.
intuition. It takes learning. If you're not naturally inclined to, I guess understanding those around you, being understanding,
Yep.
then you have to put in more effort. But it's very worth it. I find it myself. Do get too rationalized, obsessive over certain things. Think that this solution is the problem, is the answer, and everything.
Sometimes you have to take a step back and practice humility. And that definitely is okay if you're not like super socially intelligent, but it can be slowly built. It's a muscle to observe certain things. And you just, like anything, there's a learning curve, but once you pass the learning curve, you'll get most of the benefit without putting a lot more effort.
And maybe it's not even you having the benefit, it is the people around you having the benefit.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
That's why build that muscle slowly, be more aware, learn about it. That's what I'm doing, basically. And allow myself to fuck up as well. Like certain conversation just won't be, you just can't connect with that person. Connection starts with you guys are on the same page. Like if she want to be heard, you give her the emotion. Sometimes just nice, you guys are like, in the super communicators, you talk about like some conversations will leave you just like, oh shit, this feels so right. Like you feel good, you feel like this has progressed you in life, you feel like something has been done, like something, it sounds bad, but something productive. It's a productive conversation, even though you might not discuss anything productive at all. Like if you guys connect based on emotion, you guys both wanted emotional connection, then that you guys are connected in that sense. You guys are synchronized. Then if you guys want to solve problems, sometimes getting that aligned first. Like if I have a disagreement with Josiah about a decision, I could just ask him like, do you want something to be solved right now? And like just ask about the goal. There's a example they gave in the book is, there's a company that they went to make a study. There's always like in the meetings, there's always like raging conversations and like there's disagreements that are very vocal, very loud. Then they realized that they invited a group of like some psychologists or whatever to try to fix them. All they did was ask them to write out the objective for that meeting on a piece of paper and don't disclose to anyone. Just write out. just knowing your own intention first. That's the first step. And of course, it ameliorated the meetings. People tend to start to find out what other people's intentions are once they are clear about their own. Some people just write down, I just want to rant. I just want to get this emotion out. Like I just want to express my anger. Just being honest with yourself and knowing the intention helps with the connection, and it will facilitate the conversation to be the kind of conversation you want. Like, oh, this feels right. Like you guys get to talk about the things that you guys want to talk about.
With conversations, because conversations are a two-way thing. So each of us have our own TEA, time, energy, attention. So I may be in the problem solution mode, and you may be in the problem identification. So you're trying to pinpoint the correct problem, but I am here trying to solve the problem that I came up with my own like idea in my head already. So it is the attention. My attention at any point is off thinking about solutions. You are still not there yet. So everyone's at different levels. So it is matching the level and really taking the time to think, is this the right time for me to be thinking about this? So understanding the other person, see where the other person is at with feedback, reciprocity, reading someone in a sense, understanding.
And there's a skill to this. A lot of people that watch self-improvement content, they always like, ask questions, ask open-ended questions and this. Because through asking questions, then you can find out clues of what kind of conversation this person want to talk about.
It's the idea what you have 2 ears and only one mouth for a reason. So you can listen more than you speak.
Okay, I want to circle back into the topic on, because we talk about bloodline, we talk about like, let's just put back the frame. Like now I'm not the person that don't want to have kids. I want to have a strong bloodline. I want to have resources. And I want people around me to be strong as well. So I'm helping all my listeners to learn about this as well. To gain an advantage over the weaker people, survival of the fittest, the less fit ones, we talk about stress and how it's causing a lot of like negative health impacts. So I want to dive specifically into testosterone because that has always been
It's a
our
buzzword.
topic.
It's a buzzword.
If you're in the men's self-improvement sphere, even those that only talk about fashion, they'll touch on testosterone at some point. Not just because it sells, but because it actually is something that people have to pay attention to. So for somebody that have not really exposed themselves a lot, what can you tell them about like just the male sex hormone, testosterone?
Okay, the male sex hormone. So I don't want to fear monger with this because with fear there is more stress and everything.
I already feel stressed now.
Oh no, let's solve that.
Okay.
Solving mode. But yeah. So testosterone, the hormone as a whole. Let's start with that. What is the utility of testosterone? Do you know? Okay, so from Huberman, his definition that he says that I keep repeating, my understanding of it is testosterone makes hard work feel good. So what's hard work to you? That is one aspect of it. Feel good. So you must feel good. Happiness, chemicals, all those neurotransmitters. So hard work must feel good. It's the hormone that facilitates that.
And the reason why it's so beneficial to make hard work feel good is because we all want to feel good. We all want to have a better life. And to have a better life, we have to sacrifice, like we talk about.
We have to do hard work.
Requires hard work. And to have hard work to feel good, that just makes the entire process a lot better. And a lot of people dream of this, about getting the life they want while not like
sacrificing.
Like if somebody that hates IT, you ask them to like program just because they're in it for the money.
Or by not doing something that you hate, doing something you love instead.
And that's the anti-vision of it. So having more testosterone will make the hard work feel good, and as a result, you get best of both worlds. You get what you really want out of life. Yeah. So that's why that hormone is so talked about.
Yeah, Ali Abdal with his feel good productivity, because motivation, it is better to be, or not better, but yeah, it's more healthy to be incentivized by motivation rather than just pain and torture. So what your own idea of hard work is independent, different for everyone, subjective. For me, that's why I want my hard work to be providing value to people, improving their lives. So it's work-life balance. You can sort of, I just want to cover this before I dive deeper. Sorry, work-life balance. So if my life will be family, friends, kids, I want to be 100% present. So my attention is fully given to you in the moment. Then when I work, it's 100%. I go 100% in on that. So there is opportunity cost day to day in time. So I decide to give my time to you now. For this is a work, but also attention. Like you, giving you the attention, giving all of you the attention. So for now, this period of my life, focusing more on business side and family. I also do allocate attention, and time, everything. In the future, will be more once I go into kid. That's why how you structure your day, how you structure your time. So you want to give 100%, 100%, 100%. But your 100% can be 100% work focus, 100% relax, parasympathetic system, sympathetic. I don't know I can't really link the terms now, but So you want to rest hard, work hard. Okay, work hard, rest hard, work hard, rest hard. That sort of thing.
But in a general sense, no matter what you want, what phase of life, you still want, if you're a guy, actually for female as well that are more ambitious, no matter what phase of life, having testosterone will just make the entire process feel good. So you won't feel like you're working and you have to do other destructive things to recharge yourself or to balance. Because I know some people that are struggling with doing things they hate and they don't feel good when they're doing it. They do destructive things. Like last time when I worked part-time and like get bullied on like by the senior workers there, afterwards I feel that I deserve like a cup of bubble tea. I'll destroy my body just to get the feel-good hormone, because we all kind of need that. We all kind of try to find a balance. Like we don't want to always feel bad and like in the below the baseline all the time. We will try to.
So you'll compensate with that, even though it's not. It's like coping mechanism. You're trying to cope from all the stress of the work.
Burning out.
Yeah.
So when you keep doing things you don't like and you tap into your reserve and whatever, the only way to bring that up back to baseline is through the bad things, the things that have harmful effects in the long run, because those are the stimulants that can give you the fastest, the quickest reward. Drugs, alcohol, the quick escape, video games, sugar. That's why people that really hate what they do, you see them as they are growing, metabolism going down, lifestyle habits just going to shit. You realize that they become unhealthy, fat, whatever. That could be just because they kind of justify that, I have to do this because this earns me money, it's for my family or all this. But they didn't try to seek other solutions that could make the hard work feel good and get the reward without sacrificing themselves.
It is losing the will to live because you're desensitizing yourself with, you really want to choose the right work for you. You will have to do hard things no matter what. Just make sure it's a thing worthy of your sacrifice. Yeah. So back to testosterone. Let's go. There's new research basically on, first of all, let's start with a basic thing that I want to go through, because once we've learned a lot more about testosterone as we progress in our self-improvement journeys, especially from Hamza, who covered it very aptly in his, I think a few of his videos, right? Testosterone guide, or like the fertility rate, as you mentioned earlier, is decreasing a lot. I think it's at 1% every year, or is that the testosterone?
I don't know, but when I start listening to all this long form content from Hamza, from Huberman, I realized that my desire to have more testosterone increased tremendously. Like, it's not just because of the why, but the why is of course the reward you get. If you make hard work feel good, if you have more testosterone, you just win.
You just do more work and then you feel more good and then like
It's the survival of the fittest. You'll just be
virtuous
the top 1%.
Virtuous cycle. Yeah.
To have more testosterone will just make everything fall into place. So there's like high leverage in that sense. So it became my area of focus at that point of time. I remember that time I was still, I think 110 kg. But my conversation, if you take a look at my group chat, I'll be learning about testosterone and telling my friends, oh, these are the things you can do. You should do this. Then I go play badminton with my friend, Ethan. And and I think he asked me about something. I'm like, bro, just get more testosterone. Just find out how to get more testosterone. That became like what I'm obsessed about. But I'm glad I did, because I think definitely that helped me with this whole process. Like over the past 2 years, even during NS, during army, I realized that I've improved a lot, and it didn't feel like that much effortful. Like I will literally, when everyone else after like long hours of like work and stuff, they'll go back to the resting area and just use their phone. I'll somehow cycle my way to go for like a walk in they call it the Gore-Tex, the rain jacket, basically a raincoat, and I just go on a walk under the rain alone while listening to audiobook, and that doesn't feel bad. It feels just right, because I think I was trying to increase my testosterone. I took like later we will give some protocols into naturally increasing your testosterone. Yeah, but those are the things I did, and I get a lot of reward. And I reach here, this version of me, one of the biggest contributors is of course to pay attention to how much testosterone I'm allowing my body to generate. Yeah.
Or you're optimizing for testosterone.
Literally, even building muscles. Some people, they keep going to the gym, but they say, oh, why am I building muscles so slowly? Even testosterone can, there's a study, right? Like having more testosterone.
It's hormonal health, right? Everything is in your body is systems interdependent. Your hormonal health, the importance of fixing your hormones or fixing your habits even so that you can fix your hormonal health, right? As a whole, is that, it makes hard work feel good. And then the more you feel good, right? The less you will feel stress, right? The negative emotions. And those stress, as you said earlier, will kill your testosterone even more.
Okay.
So the more you feel good, then the more you'll be likely to make testosterone. It's really a virtuous cycle. So once you start going on that path, you will make your entire life better. And also hormones do just affect how you, like where your body sort of, it's more stress. Stress is the cortisol. We don't want to demonize cortisol because first of all, it's the timing and then the dose that makes the poison. So people think cortisol is the worst thing possible. It will kill all your testosterone, but it's not. It regulates your stress. So it manages your stress regulation. Hard work. When hard work comes or when stressful situation
when
comes.
we are stressed for too long, or you don't think that there's a way out.
Or you're unable to cope with it properly.
It's a chronic stress. I think chronic stress is when you feel stressed about something, and normally stress is induced by like a real life threat. Like that's how we are evolved. Like you see a tiger in front of you. But now it's things that causing us stress, like assignment deadline or whatever.
Assignment deadline.
Then because of that assignment deadline, that stress responses keep going. Because you feel stressed, then you have all the thoughts, all the anxiety, all the
punishment associated with that.
You can't think clearly. Then as a result, whenever you revisit that, because it's in your like attention, like your area of like attention, and as a result of that, every time you think about it, it just cause more stress because nothing is solved. You are still in that situation. You are still under threat. It's still life threatening to you.
Procrastination is a sign of like that you are stressed about it. Your anxiety.
You're in that loop. And you just keep feeling more stress, and that causes chronic stress, and that will destroy your testosterone because cortisol will just keep coming in. Then your body tells you that, oh, you have to survive. You need to do something. So they will just dedicate resources. And you also become less active because if you're under stress, if you are if your body think that you are gonna die, you won't be like working out and like gaining muscle because it's focused on repair.
You can only focus on the future once you're sort of present you're in the right state to even think about it. Because like you're not planning for the future like very far in terms of like what of being an optimist, like a better future. If your current situation, you're trapped inside, then you are focused on surviving right now. You cannot even like consider that, oh, this future will be so much better. You won't even care about that, right? You'll care about now because you're trying to survive.
You have the capacity to think of that, to imagine a better future. Yeah, I think hormonal health is a topic that it's hard to explain if you're not like a scientist. But I think most people, as you are listening, something is kicking in your mind. You kind of know how your hormones work and how you feel. You can link back to you. Because everyone feels stress at some point. Everyone feel when you feel good doing something at some point. So it's about how to maximize that feeling through certain habits, certain things that you can do.
It's not just fixing your habits, it's fixing your environment also. Because a lot of the stuff nowadays, okay, the trend I think is in the last 20 years, testosterone has been going down by like 1% every year. Or not the past 20 years, but like a 20-year period in the like recent. And because of that also, fertility will also go down because testosterone makes you, if you perceive, let's say, finding a worthy mate to be a challenging task, hard work, because you have to do a lot of things to even be, if you are not as attractive before, which I don't think, it's always a process of improving yourself.
It's a goal.
As a whole, to
find a mate.
Then you will have to do a lot of hard things. You have to sacrifice the past version of you, become better. And if you see that as a hard task, then your testosterone is low. So you see that as hard. Oh, I don't even think I can get into a relationship. Then you don't have that belief, and you'll be like, okay, guess I won't. Then you will not be incentivized to do anything. And it'll be harder for you to do that. So as such, as the testosterone decreased, fertility also decreased, or having a child, both can apply.
So in some sense, it could be very, very logically, and it just makes sense to make increasing testosterone a layer of your purpose into something you can obsess about, even though you don't have an ambition yet. It's something that you can just focus on doing, no matter what your goals are, how ambitious you are, or you don't know where you want to end up in life yet. Just by focusing on increasing testosterone will get you to do more of the good things. And as a result, it becomes a loop of feeling better, feeling that you can do more, give yourself the new evidences that you can do more. And when you feel good, when you will feel more inspired, more motivated, you'll get more active, you'll get more experiences. Because you unlock more opportunities as well. With a better body, stronger body, with testosterone feeling good, you have better energy, you connect with people, to more people in a more meaningful way. Then that just increases so much perspective that just by increasing testosterone, your goalposts move to a place that you will want, that would get you a fulfilling life. So initially, if you don't have all these goals and whatever, just focus on increasing testosterone.
Optimizing your hormones as a whole, right? It will influence your entire body, your system, your thinking, everything. And it will bleed out across your entire life. So it's high leverage, very, very high leverage.
And that's why biohacking, where we previously explained, without this frame of like why hormonal health is good, people kind of think this is too extreme. But if you really think about it, it just play into one another. You biohack, you learn about nutrition, you apply certain protocols, you take certain supplements at certain time because you don't have enough of certain things from your diet. That just plays into your hormonal health, and it makes everything easier, makes everything feel good. Then as a result, you just unlock more doors. This is the reason why we talk about health so much previously as well.
Because we have done the things and we have seen the improvement, the benefits. That's why we really think it will improve your life, and we want to share what we've done so you can maybe try it out, maybe consider it.
So we are not experts, but we are this thing in Chinese we call 过来人. We have been there. done that.
Been there, done that. Okay.
Yeah. So
this is for if you really don't know where to start even, because I think we've covered the why like a lot already.
If you're still not convinced, then just click off. Just click off the video, because now we are going to talk about
now I'll cover cortisol. Like from now it will be more a bit structured. It may be less motivational in a sense. I'm just covering it's more factual, which may be harder to digest, but
knowing it is important, because then you can make better decisions.
Having the right information to make a better decision.
You need to know how it works first before you determine how you can add it into your life. Because if we just tell you the protocols or whatever, it won't be as useful, because everyone is still different. But knowing how your hormones work in your body and your own certain lifestyle, then you can link it. Then that will be more beneficial for the viewers. So let's talk about cortisol.
So cortisol timing those matters. Timing wise, that's why viewing morning sunlight as a whole, you get a pulse of early day cortisol, which is good. So it'll keep you more alert, awake, focus, improve your focus in the morning. So that is good in the morning, but you don't want it to like throughout your entire day, that sort of thing. So you want it to enough to wake you up, but not overload your life.
Not until you are stressed. You want enough cortisol to
regulate your stress.
Because stress essentially means that you're put into a quickened state of like hyper focus. So you want to survive. You tend to like, what's going on? Like that's stress. So you want just a little bit, and that is achieved through morning sunlight.
And then cortisol also regulates, other than your stress response, your metabolism. Yes. So it will help your body to utilize when you eat, hopefully high quality fat, protein, and carbs, like transport them to the right places. So if you want to store in your muscles, that cortisol controls that, transports them to the right places, your right systems, your brain, stuff like that. So for cortisol, there are things you can do, behavioral tools, protocols like breath work, the Huberman physiological sigh, where you breathe in all the way, then breathe in slightly a bit more, top up, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth. It's like as if it's a straw, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you breathe to fill out your lungs, just a deep breath. Then you just take another short inhale to top everything out. Then breathe out through your mouth with a sigh, just to. It's a signal thing, right, for your body to relieve the tension, the stress, and whatever. Yeah. So it's something that whenever you feel stressed, you can, or like just throughout the day, if you got some free time, just do it. It'll help.
And I guess it's also mindset. So we're looking at stressful situations as opportunities for growth, like that growth mindset as a whole. I think Huberman has done like too many episodes. I haven't even watched like most of them on like having a growth mindset. He's done this a lot. So you really want to look at opportunities, tough situations, challenging situations as opportunities to grow, to learn, to just everything is about the story you tell yourself at the end of the day. So you want the story to be not too skewed towards any one direction, impartial, objective as much as possible. But the key to objectivity is that to know that we are all subjective. So utilization of tools like protocols, the breath work, meditation, NSDR, non-sleep deep rest, stuff like that. And also gratitude. Gratitude, this tool is, I coined this as one of my sayings, gratitude is the best attitude. Oh no, how did I mess up my own saying? Gratitude is the greatest attitude.
Because gratitude essentially needs you to tap into the emotional state of higher frequency feelings, like emotions. Because in order to feel thankful, grateful of someone, it's very hard to let that emotions coexist with, like at the present moment, another negative emotions. You cannot be thankful of someone while hating them, because you are thanking, like you are grateful for what they have done to you.
I don't know. There's like they said studies, but I couldn't really find the actual source.
Mhm.
They say it's impossible to be both grateful and anxious at the same time. So I'm not sure on this. I did some research also, couldn't find it, but I think it is like an antidote to anxiety.
What if I point a gun at your head and ask you thank me?
Whether it's genuine gratitude, maybe.
I see.
Maybe it's genuine.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the start, you want a little bit of cortisol.
Cortisol.
Yeah, but you don't want it to overload. You don't overload yourself with it. And therefore you do all the meditation, you're more aware, you're more mindful, you do all the breathing techniques that we taught. Basically the one full deep breath followed by a sharp
Yeah, there
inhale.
are a lot of breath work out there.
But that is the one of
easiest,
the
like you can just do it anytime.
and more effective ones if you are stressed and you want immediate just relief and be focused. And like imagine sometimes I might feel stressed in a conversation that I feel lost and I don't know what to say or whatever. Just take a deep breath. Allow yourself to take a deep breath to then after that go back.
Reground yourself.
Yeah. That helps because it releases all the tension. It reduces a lot of cortisol.
Huberman did it on Jimmy Fallon or something. He did it to a live audience. So I guess this is like sort of emulation of that in effect. But really is one of the better tools. Easiest, low friction tools you can do anytime. Like I just did it just now, sort of just like without saying anything or being too over emphasizing. Yeah. But gratitude, so there are even a bunch of tools under gratitude. Like gratitude journaling, and then actually just gratitude journaling, being grateful for food.
And actually telling someone you are grateful for them.
Yeah, that's a message.
Thanking someone.
Communicating that you value someone. Yeah. Yes.
And now I walk past at my shopping mall, there's always 2 security guards stationed outside because there's a traffic ongoing from the car park and it's like a sharp turn and they don't have mirrors or whatsoever. So they always have 2 security guards there to stop the car and allow the people to walk first. Then they basically in charge of the traffic. So every time I walk past them, last time I used to like nod my head, whatever, it's just out of like being someone kind, compassion. But now I practice my gratitude, our voice, thank you, and actually mean it because I know how tough their life is, standing there for like 1 hour in horrible weather, and they're not even earning a lot.
It's the idea of being like a very good signal for because how someone does one thing is how they do everything. How they treat one person is how they treat the 99, everyone. It's a very good reflection. People have patterns and everything. So with the dating sphere, everything is how the partner, opposing, I guess, date partner, treats the waiter, whether they are kind, grateful for their service, and whether they understand. Yeah, because being a waiter, low cost security guard, all these jobs are very time or labor consuming, and it's a lot of whether it also shows like whether you have experienced something like that, so you're able to empathize and you value other people's time, their energy, attention, their care for you.
And based on that, I definitely have a lot of like experience as a waiter, as a security guard, and therefore I'm able to empathize. But the thing is, when I first started my self-improvement journey, there's like how to attract girls. Like one of the things is to thank people, thank a waiter, thank a waitress. I used to do it, even though I had experience. I kind of do it like half. Like it's just like it's something
genuine.
Yeah, it's not like I don't want to thank them. It's just that I couldn't put myself in their shoes enough to have the genuine in that moment, or I'm not mindful, not present enough to feel that thankfulness.
And also you lack the information from experience. That's why you want experience to really understand someone. Yeah.
But I think it's a good starting point. Just by doing it, making it a habit. Then more and more, I feel more genuine. Like actually, I start thinking about like as I'm thanking them, I see them as a human being. I acknowledge their existence. And I heard this podcast, I think Chris Williamson podcast with the person that I forgot who, but I heard this saying from this podcast in Modern Wisdom. It's like it takes so little to make someone's day. Just saying thank you, a genuine thank you to someone, they can feel it. And they'll feel acknowledged, they feel seen, and we all want to feel important.
We all want to feel seen, feel important. Yeah, shared connection, connecting with people. That's the thing AI cannot replace.
Yeah. And a lot of problems that people have in their life is from not feeling important, not feeling significant. They feel like they don't deserve change. They don't deserve a better life. They are just like, they just do what they are programmed to do. They are just like do low level stuff, whatever. But if you say hi, smile to them, look them in the eyes and make that connection, like they can tell. If you're just like saying thank you, then you don't do anything. Versus like you smile at them, you make eye contact with them, and you have the facial expression that you see them smile, your face will do some micro changes. Like it's just so, like humans are so good at digesting this information,
perceiving visual cues, everything. Yeah.
Visual cues that
unconsciously
they will know if you're being genuine or not. And if you're being genuine, just thank them. You feel it, and they can feel it. They can just make their whole day. And isn't that like worth it? Just like a few seconds of your time, you just make someone's day better.
That's why how to win friends and influence people, smile. That's really one of the things. If you just want to make someone's day, it's as easy as smiling.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why also on like seeing micro expressions, everything, right?
Yeah.
Faceless accounts on, I guess, many social media platforms, people can just hide behind the screen, keyboard warrior, that sort of thing, which I think I also sort of embody sometimes. But yeah, because there's no emotion seeing face to face. That's why if you really do not want to, discount the value of human connection and face to face, like being able to see someone, like now there's online everything, but human connection. Yeah, that's also a thing with testosterone. You want to connect with real people.
Yep.
Because and have what's the, I think Hamza's protocol is also like talking to girls or something, or spending time with girls will like improve your
actually just having a female that the potential mate, someone that you can have sex with to make kids, will increase our testosterone. Like just having them in your vicinity. Like for me, going to a gym that has girls in it, even though like they have like boyfriends, or like, I know that I'm not gonna talk to them at all, just make my workout so much easier, and like it just makes the hard work pushing myself feel good, cause my testosterone increase. Like I don't know, I never measure my testosterone as I'm working out, but definitely I can feel that. Like just make you push a bit harder, then your testosterone go up as you're doing it as well. Then everything just feels good. Then you just do more of it. Yeah, so hanging around people, being in a social mood,
gratitude, grateful for each other.
that really you will see a noticeable change in your the benefit that you get from a better hormonal health. You won't know for sure unless you go and test. I haven't even tested my testosterone till now. I believe you did.
Oh yes.
But you can observe the effects. It could be placebo. It could not be a real thing. But even if it's placebo, if you're feeling good,
it's all about the
just
story
do
you
it.
tell yourself.
Yeah.
Anecdotal data. That's why all our things anecdata, Huberman calls it also. Yeah. Gratitude as a whole, I think unfortunately we will not cover the testosterone protocols because we have somewhere to rush to, which we are very grateful for, because we have many privileges in our life that
one thing, if you guys have stayed until this part of the content, we'll include the protocol on a separate document for you guys.
I don't think I have.
I will do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I will include a list of the things that you can do. Some of the things we covered in the podcast itself. Some there will be a bit more.
Yeah, we can just have it in the show notes, because I was originally going to share Hamza's, basically his video. He had like a list of things to do. I was gonna just put it in the show notes, or I guess link it to the video, which I think we will link it in the show notes no matter what.
We will cover on this in a more extensive way in future episodes.
Yeah, we will cover next episode. So we have the list in the description somewhere below. We'll give you access to that or in the comments, and then you can look at it yourself.
Yeah.
You can question things like why like that.
Yeah.
Then next episode,
we'll address it at the start for you guys.
we will go through not, I don't know if you want to go through every one particularly, but we will cover, because we applied based on that information. So we will give you that information
We'll
first.
pick a few that we think is like that
Those that
we personally
did
use and we get the most leverage from, like we get the most benefit from. Then we'll tell you that. So stay tuned for next week's episode, because
yes, we are now
you'll get more testosterone. Yeah,
giving you
the cliffhanger.
Yeah. For now, focus on mindset. Gratitude is the greatest attitude. Focus on great attitude. Gratitude will really, help you with releasing negative emotions, reduce pain, improve your sleep quality, reduce anxiety and depression. Really
Build muscles.
Exactly.
Gratitude build muscles.
Gratitude builds muscles because metabolism. Whoa. If you want to gains like him,
Okay.
be grateful.
Okay, I think, I already said what we want to say. Like, if you stay through here, thank you. And we'll make better episodes. So subscribe and see you guys in the
Next episode.
next week's episode. We'll talk about testosterone.